So once you get the beets out of the garden, and now you could use any kind of beet you have, but look at these yellow beets. They're wonderful because they give a great color to this pasta. And to cook them, I do this like I would be doing a baked potato in the oven. Give it a few jabs with a knife to allow steam to escape, and then wrap the beet up and put it in the oven. You want to cook this at around 350 degrees until you can get a knife to go into the beet very easily. Then you peel it, and this is what you have. You see? These are beets that have already been cooked, and they're very, very soft. Now we do something a little unusual with them. Most people would eat beets in a salad, but here we're putting them in pasta. So I take a small beet and put it in a food processor, and we want to pulse this up now until it's pretty much mashed up. And then we want to add some eggs to this. So for this recipe, you want to use 4 large eggs. This is unbleached all-purpose flour, and with it, I'm going to use that semolina flour that has been ground a little finer, so it's fine durum. And that gives an added little color to this. So I'm going to put that in first, because I know I'll use all of that. But I'm not sure I'm going to use all this flour. So I put a little bit of it in at a time. And with it, I want a pinch of salt. So then, get it out. Careful with the blade. And there it is. Look at the color of that. Isn't that beautiful? Now let me move this so we have some room here. Okay. Now we want to take and knead this until it's very smooth. And I know that even though that's just sticking a little bit to my hands right now, I don't need to add any more flour to this. And here's the one that I made a little earlier. So put a little flour on the top, put the bowl over, and that goes off to the side. Now, a couple rules when you work with pasta. You really need to knead that again after it has rested. And you see how easy this moves on the board. This is going to make about a pound and a quarter of dough. So we cut it up into 4 pieces, like so, and put these off to the side, again with a little flour around them, and work with 1 piece at a time. I'm going to move my beet out of the way and chomp on that later. Now, we want to flatten this dough down. So, get out a rolling pin. And in Italy, they use long, narrow pins, just like this one. This one happened to belong to my grandmother, who made a lot of dough. Whenever I use it, I'm reminded of her because I can see how often she made pasta by looking at the lines that this pin creates in the dough from all the use. So you want to flatten the dough down. You never want to put pasta through a pasta machine without flattening it down. You see how stretchy it is. Then you get out your pasta machine. Now, if you don't have a pasta machine, well, then you're doing this by hand. And that's fun, too. Now, on my machine, I have a knob with numbers that go up to thin the dough. So I'm going to start on 2, and this is my little trusty motor. So I'll cut this piece off because you can always re-roll this later. Now, how do you get the mal tagliati shape? It's just randomly cut pieces, so I can cut this any width I want it. It's just going to make a line down the center with my pasta wheel. And then I'm going to cut it up into pieces. Nothing fancy, because that's the whole point of mal tagliati. And now, the classic look of mal tagliati is this. You see? A triangle look, just like that. And all I did was cut diagonally across the pieces. Now you can make those ahead and dry them. Now, we're going to have to put these in the pot because I've got some pasta or some sauce vegetables cooking in the oven. And I put them right into the water, just like that. And guess what else goes with it? The beet tops. This is going to be a very nutritious pasta, so you don't waste these at all. In Italian cooking, you often see pasta and vegetables cooked together. So give that a stir, put the cover back on, and let's go to the sauce. Oh, I wish you could be in my kitchen today, because this absolutely looks beautiful. I'm going to move my pasta out of the way here. Look at this. These are carrots. Remember the carrots I got from the garden? And I have some shallots. And all I did was put these on a baking sheet with a little bit of olive oil. And now, with the shallots, which are often used in Italian cooking, like onions, they really have a little milder flavor. And all you want to do is take those, whoops, got away from me, cut them up so the carrots and the shallots go into the melted butter, and basically we're going to add the pasta and the beet tops to that, and that's going to be our sauce. Now let me turn that on so we're all ready here, because you know what I'm always saying, pasta waits for no man. So when it's ready, you've got to eat it. Well, let me check this out and see where we are. I don't know if you can see this, but isn't this gorgeous? Look, all cooked together at the same time. It's ready. So now we take this out, and when you drain pasta, please leave a little bit of water clinging to everything in the pot, because that's going to help with the mixing of the sauce. We're going to want to add a little bit of salt to this. Isn't this gorgeous? And now all we have to do is get our serving dish ready. So let me get that out while I'm mixing that. Here's mine. And with that, we want to have some cheese. And here we have Parmigiano Reggiano, which is a cow's milk cheese from Emilia-Romagna. Put a little cheese in, and now let me get this out of the pan and get it into the bowl for you. And now we have to give that a toss. Look at this. Who would not love to be at your kitchen table enjoying this wonderful first course of maltagliati? And you can give that a little bit of cheese over the top, just like that.